Well, I had a little mishap with my 2000 Venture van. I was putting a new battery in it, and I couldn't see this level sensor on the radiator because all the wiring and stuff, and I knocked it off. I didn't break it, I just knocked it out. But I had two little O-rings also holding it in, and this spring clamp or clip. Well, I put this back on there, and I tried every way I could to push this back on, but I couldn't get it to clip back on. So I needed to get an oil change anyway, so I took it to Chevrolet, and I thought to myself, this level sensor is still good. All he has to do is, the mechanic, all he has to do is put it back on, and an oil change. Can't be that much. Well, guess what? You can't get the O-rings separate from this. So they had to order a new level sensor with the O-rings on it. So I ended up spending over $200 for a level sensor I didn't need, for two little O-rings. And I looked at their website myself, Chevrolet, and all it showed was the sensor with the O-rings on it. You couldn't find the O-rings separate anywhere. So this little mishap I had just became an expensive disaster. So if you work on a level sensor, it looks like that. If you have to buy a new one because this is bad, that's fine. But if you knock this one off, or you have to change the radiator out, well, look at spending another $100, or I don't know, but I had to spend the labor on it, so it cost me more. But if you break the O-rings, you got to buy a new one. Now the best way to get to the level sensor is remove this fuse relay, pull it off, it clips on right here and here, take this crossbar off, and then you got another switch down there that you can just take out of the way. And then you can get to the level sensor right there. It's down below the radiator cap. It's got a wire that plugs into it. Now, when you take that level sensor off, there's a hole there. So you're going to lose part of your radiator fluid. You need a bucket under there. That's another thing. I lost a lot of my radiator fluid when I knocked that sensor off. Now the way I got it to the Chevrolet is I stuck a cork like this in there so it wouldn't lose any more coolant. Hopefully it didn't overheat on the way. And I lost some, but I made it. So after you pulled your battery out and you put your new one in, you got to watch out that you don't knock down any wires or sensors. because they're all tied up in here really tight. It's all hard to get them off. And there's also some plugs, some wires that you can unplug so you can bring this fuse box out more. And I took a bungee strap, and you can take a bungee strap and pull that fuse box relay center out of the way and hold it while you're moving all this, moving your battery. Just a lot of hassle when you have to work on the battery. Also, the first level sensor they installed was bad, so I had to drive my car home, and the coolant level sensor kept coming on low coolant, so I drove it back while the low coolant level indicating light was on the dash so they could see it. And the mechanic happened to be there, and he looked at it and said, yeah, that level sensor they ordered was bad, so now I had to leave my car there again for another couple of days so they could get the new sensor in and replace it. And then after that, now it's working. It's just, you know, one thing can lead to another. It's all good. So when you're doing something simple, like installing a battery in your vehicle, be careful of what's around it. Take your time and look around and see what wires or sensors or, you know, is there something around that battery that you can, just the weight of the battery can break or knock off? Just watch out when you're replacing the battery. Is that okay? Does it look right? Sorry if I sound funny or my mouth looks funny. I just got back from the dentist and this part of my mouth is still numb. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feels like you have a marshmallow shoved up in my mouth. See y'all later.